Okay, good afternoon, committee members and other parties of interest. The evaluation committee meeting for RFP 24-25029, the Progressive Design Build Services for the Waters Avenue Force Main Replacement Project, will be held in parts by means of communications media technology. Active participation will be for committee members only. Provisions have been made for any member of the public desiring to have access to view the meeting. My name is Sybil Tucker. I am the buyer for this project, and for the record, this meeting is being recorded and has been publicly noticed. At this time, I'll ask each committee member to introduce themselves for the record, and we'll begin with the committee chair and go around the room.
Hi, I'm the committee chair. I will also be the project manager for this project. My name is Samantha Flores, and I'm an engineer for Hillsborough County Water Resources.
Hi, my name is Sean Fei Xie. I'm the hydraulic engineer in Water Resource Department.
Kelly Kiner, Hillsborough County Water Department Project Management.
My name is Brian Lewis. Hello. I'm on the technical design team.
John Avanzella, Section Manager, Infrastructure Maintenance Division.
Okay, thank you all. So we received 5 proposals in response to the solicitation, and the attending committee will evaluate, discuss, and score by consensus the proposals received for this project. Each proposal is to be evaluated based on the information provided in their proposal as it correlates to the requirements and evaluation criteria set forth in the solicitation. The proposals will be scored based on the following criteria. We have criteria 1, the Progressive Design Builders team ability and professional personnel for a possibility of 30 points. Criteria 2, the Progressive Design Builders experience with projects of similar type and size for a possibility of 35 points. Criteria 3, the Progressive Design Builders team approach to the project for a possibility of 25 points. Criteria 4, the Progressive Design Builders resources and ability to meet the schedule for a possibility of 10 points for a total subtotal of 100 points. They also had the opportunity to receive the DMVWBE bonus points at a maximum of 5 points for a grand total of a possibility of 105 points. The committee will be evaluating or discussing consensus score, the 4 criteria, and I will provide the DMVWBE bonus points as they were evaluated by our Economic Development Department. I do also want to state that the each firm did pass the financial capability requirement, so henceforth why all 5 firms are being evaluated today. Once the committee reaches a consensus, I will record that score, and at the end, I will then read the recap the scores, verify them with the committee, total them, and provide the ranking at that point. So with that being said, I will go ahead and turn the meeting over to the committee chair to begin the discussions and the scoring.
So we'll be going by the order that we have them in our evaluation criteria scoring, which we'll be going with. I don't want to butcher the name of the company. Amici. Thank you. So we'll be going over first, and we'll be going clockwise for the scoring. I'll be going first. So for the first criteria, which is the Progressive Design Builders team ability and professional personnel, for Amici, I gave them a score of 18. I feel like the personnel was very qualified. What they needed, we had shown what we needed directional drilling, experience with the so I gave them a score of 18 for that. Okay.
I gave them 25. I give 25 because the company, I give my score higher than you. So the company, they, because directional drill, they can afford it. That's my thing.
I gave him a 22. They have a directional drill. Laura Saveda. That's directional drilling.
It's subconsultant.
Yeah,
Contractor.
it has to be part of the team.
Yeah, okay.
but I gave them 22.
Yeah.
I thought they're pretty firm with everything they had in there. They met all the basic criteria as far as,
Okay.
so,
Okay, I gave them a 30.
Okay.
I felt like they were in the 25 to 30 range, and I felt like they met all the criteria. Very experienced team and project manager, also very comprehensive. With trenchless technology engineers were included at MOT. They also had a directional driller on the team, and they even had a materials supplier. The construction manager, Lazari, has 34 years of experience, and he leads the project in all phases. So I just liked the way their team was set up.
John?
The same thing there, so somewhere within the years, I had a 25 for each in, category 1.
Okay. So the consensus kind of scoring, for everybody okay with the 25, since we already have 2 25s, 1 30, and then I'm in the 18 and Kelly's in 22.
Yeah, you're the low and I'm the high.
Yeah.
Everybody else is.
It's kind of between,
Yeah.
yeah,
you said 25,
25.
that's fine.
Okay.
So 25 is your consensus?
Correct.
Yeah. For category 1.
For the second criteria, the progressive design builder experience with projects of similar type and size, I gave them a 23. I really like that they had a lot of experience with progressive design build with collaborative projects, and their engineer also had the experience with different large pipe diameters. So I was very pleased with their I guess their experience with that.
Wait, what one?
23.
23, okay. I give them a meet 20 for the appearance of similar size and the project. The reason I give them 20 because I found that the contractor and the consultant, they don't work together for project. We just, it's like no appearance.
Yeah, I'm a 28.
I gave them a 25.
Okay.
And I said the team has outstanding experience with much more complex projects than this one, but I was concerned that none had design and construction team together, same as John Bayer. Some projects older and smaller dollar amount also. Though they were a lot large size, they have really large size experience.
The 28 in category 2 for each.
Sorry.
The 20 is the low,
Yeah, and then we have,
28 is the high.
I'm kind of on the average on this one.
Okay, so we have 20 is low, 28 high, and what's in the middle?
We have a 23,
23,
we have a 28,
28,
a 25,
25.
another 28. We're missing some. Oh, there's 2 28s.
28.
Just gonna average them.
26.
6,
Yeah, because I like.
What was the lowest?
20, 20,
20.
20, 20. Yeah.
28.
Okay, 24.
20,
23.
So,
Oh, because I missed a 20. Sorry, never mind. My bad. 24, yes.
24.
Round up and be 25.
Oh, it is a high number, so.
What is it, 24.8?
24.8.
Then you round the number to
25.
25.
Okay.
Okay.
So is 25 your consensus?
Yes.
Yeah, 20.
For the third criteria, which is a progressive design builders team approach to project, which is the narrative, I actually gave them a 12 for this one. The reason I gave them a 12 is they mentioning the minimum disruption to customers. They also mentioning public outreach. They mentioning permits. The reason I gave them 20 is, well, like 12 is because whenever they mention pipe at this time, one of the criteria we also wanted to look at, we wanted to look at different pipe materials for this project.
Mm.
And they're mentioning HDPP and they're mentioning direction, ductile. So that's something we also want them to do as part of the project, is to look at different materials that'd be best for this contract or project. And then I also did not see that much about flow control.
Mm.
And they only provided 4 risks instead of the 5.
So if there's 3, for Amici, I give them 20.
Okay.
Give them 20 because they talk for some details. So, they give directional view, the layout, I'm good about that. But not enough detail.
I gave 19.
I gave them a 17. And yeah, I found it very general. I didn't see specific ideas on whether the project goals could be met. The risk register was very general and no examples from past projects. They do appear to have a good understanding of the project though. And I would like that they're self-performing pipe installation. They also did recommend pre-purchase materials at least.
I had a 19 on category 3 for Amici.
Is everybody okay if I do a 19, since we have 120 and 2 19s? And let me see outline. Because if I take a
Okay.
average, it might be a
Yeah.
little bit lower than that.
Okay.
I'm fine with 19.
Yeah,
So 19 is your consensus?
yeah.
See, not yet.
Yeah.
Consensus, yes, it's nowhere. Okay, criteria 4, which is the resources and availability to meet schedule. I gave them a 7. They mentioned the ME, they mentioned public outreach. I just gave them 7 now.
I give them 10. Yeah.
9.
I gave them an 8.
I was on the low one. I had a 7 on this one myself. But lower than what you all want, still on the high end.
Doing that, John.
7.
Oh, 9 or 8.
8. The range is 8.
Okay.
So is everybody okay with an 8?
I didn't bring an eraser. I can't change my score. I could go with an 8. I mean, the thing is so narrow, 7, 9, 10,
Yeah.
4, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, 6. A little more gap, but that's a, say,
Yes,
Is 8 consensus?
yes.
And they did receive the 5 DMDWE bonus points.
that's about right. On the average.
Do I have to do a total, or would that be the end?
I'll do it. Yeah, you can go with 4.
Okay, the next company will be team that will be evaluating is Simmons Company Corporation. I gave them for their team a 24. So they had I really like their organizational chart. They also mentioned they couldn't show a lot of the linear knowledge about the scope on their narrative, so I give them a 24.
I give them 30. Nice. But I'm confident for their qualification. The team has good experience for that.
That's Kimmons. number 20.
I give them a 28. Because I felt they had assembled a very experienced and comprehensive team and good subs. Jim has worked with county on work 6. Jim has a little less collaborative experience than a meat chief. Not covered, it's not too busy, no stated materials provider on the team.
I had a 27 in this category for payments.
What was it, 20? Why is it 30?
30.
Mm.
Yeah, 28.
24, 27, 28 in the middle.
Maybe something about 27.
I was thinking 27.
27, something about 27, you know?
Yeah, I was just thinking of throwing out your 20.
Well, I don't have a problem with that, but, a lot of their projects, I know they do a lot of work for the county, but that's not part of it's not germane to what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Correct.
It doesn't matter how many projects they've done or years they've done, they can name projects they've done.
Mm.
But just because you don't doesn't mean that that's what the thing is, so that they become, they work on work six.
They did have their.
It works,
one-
it was in the
in
package.
One of the.
Right.
package, yeah.
Right,
That's why I brought it. It was actually in the package.
and I understand that.
Mm.
So that was because it's work 6.
Mm.
So what's the largest pipe they do?
I know it's work 6 only goes to 12.
12 inch.
Yeah.
Right, so,
Mm.
I'm just interested,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the way whenever I read their resumes for the personnel, they had experience with large pipes diameters, and so did the engineer. So that's why I felt comfortable giving them my score 24, based on all their personnel.
I know. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, that.
Well, same thing, I seen 48, 54 inch, I mean, there was various sizes throughout there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did some big stuff.
but it wasn't 40,000 feet. Or 27, what is yours, how many miles?
No.
Is yours 27,000, 42,000?
Miles.
4 miles.
So 40,000 is around 20 something thousand.
Can you map right now? Like, you see me get
You got a computer? No, I'm cool,
Well, it's about 4 miles, it was 22,000 feet our project, but some of their projects were 12,000, 14,000 linear feet, so.
Yeah, okay, no, I got, so what did we come up with, 25?
27 was to removing the outline, was what you
And
the.
27, I mean, I understand some people are low, I could vary a point down or so, depending on what the
So-
consensus is.
Low was 20, the high was 30, and then you had 24, 27, and 28 in the middle.
So-
27?
Yeah.
27?
So 27, your consensus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, and
Is it?
27.
So, we're going.
So for the second criteria, which the experience with approach and similar type of projects, I give them at 22 for this. They do should have some specialized technology experience.
Mhm.
And it has some price diameters, which is great. But it was not like anything over the top. So I give them at 22.
The submarine they shot underneath the channel through that pipe when they bored it.
Oh, the Harbor Island, yeah,
Yeah.
that was quite.
Actually put a submarine in there. Real guy, with a guy, he crawled inside.
Yeah, with the microtones.
And then they
That was the first one, the highest.
Shot it underneath the channel over there.
Yeah, no, that was another, that was
I went over
the.
to
Yeah.
That's pretty, okay, wait a minute.
not the project, not this similar project as well. We cannot take this into consideration. Or we cannot, we talk about.
20, that was one of the projects.
That was another one.
That was the project we had.
Okay, you talk about, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was like an $80 million construction project.
Okay, so.
That was,
Yeah.
All right, you talk about Siemens, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Siemens is like the progressive design, experience or similar project, I give them 22.
Okay.
I give them 22 because the two companies, I mean, there's like the Siemens and the consultant and there's a consultant and the construction company, they only work one project.
Yes.
Right, so much. Yeah, and some of the 4 of the projects are small.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I give them 22.
Yeah, they were kind of, well, I mean, it's not similar when you talk about building a park. So they talked about building a park, but anyways, I gave them 28.
28, okay. 22, 28,
I gave them a 27.
27.
And I did notice like a couple of projects were stormwater gravity.
Right.
Some smaller scope.
Mm.
And like Sean Face said, only one project they've done with the design team. It's submitted.
23, 24,
Myself.
25,
So,
I had a 28 in category 2 for Kim's.
22 to 28.
I know, we have two
So you
options.
got 2 on the lower end and 3 on the higher end.
24, 25, and then what's the consensus, unless you're running out of this?
Or maybe 26, because three tall, three higher,
26.
26, yeah, because three tall, three higher, two lower,
Two lower.
like, to get to the higher.
So we go with the
26.
average. It should have been if you calculator.
26.
I don't remember which one it is. 25.4, but I'm okay with 26.
5.4, 26,
So
26.
26, okay, 26, 26.
Close to where it was.
26 is your consensus?
Yeah, yeah. 27 per clear.
Criteria number 3, which is the approach to projects. I gave Cummins a 20. They mention connections, which is one of the major things for me. And they also mentioned the risk to businesses. And then they provided 5 risk and 3 county additional risk. They also mentioned different types of technology, treasure technology. And they also proposed mobilizing a minimum of 2 pipe crews, to one to start on one side and one to start on the other. And they also dedicated key milestones to the duration of the project.
For this one, for the humans and the approach, technical project, give me 15 points. 15 points because the approach is very generic. No, actually, they don't.
When you say very generic, do you just include the evaluation?
That means that the approach can have any project.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like, what are you looking for technology or are you looking for people to do the job?
So like general.
You want them to practice at what they do now?
No, very general for me.
Directional drill and laying pipe's pretty generic.
Yes.
You dig a hole, put the pipe in, put some dirt in, come back and back, press it, that's it, you go away. Okay,
Yeah.
I did 19.
19, okay.
I did 17 and I didn't see mention of specific improvements for time savings, like material pre-purchase, like OTP. Many, like I said, like Sean was saying, I thought it was pretty general suggestions too. I did think it was a good risk assessment and the example were good, but that's why it was 17.
I was slightly higher, I'll give him a 20 in category 3.
20. You be much again, John.
So 15 to 20 is your range.
So
15 to 20, you got a 17 and a 19.
I'm 18 is the average.
Okay,
So
let's go.
So is 18 your consensus?
yeah.
Excuse me.
The criteria 4 is a team resources and ability to meet schedule. I gave them an 8. So to me, they show a good understanding of the scope. They provided how they're gonna monitor the cost and they address if there was any issues. They also indicated doing a cost estimate at 30% and then the GMP to establish at 60. So for me, I give them an 8 for that.
Give them 10 points.
You gave him what?
10.
10.
Oh,
10.
Wow, that's so point. Maybe it's, I gave him a 9.
Okay.
I thought they showed that they can handle it.
Gave them an 8, and I felt like it was kind of general. The specific suggestions for delivery and cost savings, I didn't see. Like more ordering materials early. I did like that they had 12 pipe crews. Oh, you got no other work, you think?
I had an 8 in category 4 for Kevin.
Okay. Now for this one, I just went average.
Well, you sure they had 12?
So the average is an 8.6, and I'm gonna round it up to a 9.
Works, great.
So 9 is your consensus?
Yes.
They did receive the 5 DMWB bonus points.
Well, I did, so the number 1 from each, he didn't?
They did.
They did.
Oh, I'm sorry,
They did.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They did.
So they got 5, Kingdom got 5, well,
Yeah.
good for them.
The next company is Quality Enterprise USA Inc. For the first criteria, which is the team's ability and professional personnel, I gave them a 12. So whenever I was looking there, I found it a little bit hard to kind of look at their chart on my side. I'm not sure, it was just whenever I saw the design, I was like, oh, there's 2 designers, and then they have different names on their resumes to what they had on the chart. For example, they had Edwin Perez as a construction admin on the resume, but then on the chart they had as a project manager, I believe. So, or project engineer, so a little bit confused with what was what. And then their personnel for some of the team had more plant work. They did have some direction drill, and then they also mentioned a person that was not listed on their chart, Dr. Mafia Che. So I was kind of confused, if they could provide the resume. So I gave them a 12 point.
So you give them, let me back up. The quality enterprise.
Mhm.
Quality enterprise for the first criteria,
Yes.
so 12/30.
Correct.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm giving 25.
Okay.
25, but I saw the company, yeah, I have the same concern with you. That they have like the major primary consultant, they sub-consultant, the sub-consultant that directional drill to different company. So. $25.
I gave him a 20.
I gave them 25. I said Luis Bayedo is the DB manager, Paul Moriarty is the construction manager, but no resume. Who manages the project day to day? My concerns about how Luis and Paul handle division of responsibilities, and 2 design organizations. I didn't know how they would work together. But I gave them 25.
I had a 20 in category 1 for quality and pros.
Well, it's a low, 25, 225, so you're high. Then you got 220s.
So I think they're like a 20,
And the 21.
21 or 20.
21. Well, yeah, they're also like the 20.
I was gonna see the average right now,
There was something about the 21.
but I was gonna take mine.
So,
Okay, let's see the average.
Keep your answer to that.
Yeah, so is the average, taking all the scores into it,
20.
20.
Mm. 20 for the first category for quality.
Yeah, 20.5.
2 25s and 2 20s.
So the average for it is 20,
0.5, right?
20.4.
Yeah,
What was the other one? The
12.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
12.
20.
We have a 12.
12,
So that was 12.
We have a 12, yeah, 112, 220, 225. Right, okay, okay, that's what
I
I.
think that, I think that's an outlier.
Okay.
I mean, if you're the chairman, I mean, you just say, no, I'm the chairman. I'm leaving it in there if I want.
I'm gonna remove it because you're right, mine is the very outlier. So the average with removing the outlier was a 22.
I know that.
Was it my number, the 22?
That's easy to do, right? 20, 20, and 25, and
Well,
25.
I redid it with my
Actually, it would be 23. It'd be 20,
22.5.
yeah. When you do with a point five, you round up, right?
20 means, 23 means,
So-
your number will be 20.
It's 22.5,
That's right.
so it'll be a 23.
Right, that's right.
You're gonna go 23?
22.5, and we're not going to decimal, so it's.
So, yeah.
Okay, so your number is outlier, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's 23, okay, that's
We're
great.
23.
23, okay, that's okay.
The important thing is just come up with a consensus.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Okay,
23?
yeah, 23
So
for,
23 is your consensus?
Yes.
for category 1.
The second criteria, which is a team experience with projects of similar types and sizes. I actually gave them a 23. I was very impressed with their experience. 2 projects they have not started yet, but their projects I already have completed. So, but I was very pleased with all the collaborative experience that they had under themselves.
Or quality enterprise for the similar experience and the website, I give them 25. So the project they work 4 of the 10 projects. That's good. It's better than other companies. 25. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, I gave the 26.
Okay.
They were around there.
I also gave them a 26.
Okay.
So I thought some of the projects submitted were transportation road widening projects and didn't call out utility types and sizes. Several design builds submitted with both design and construction. Not much past collaboration with M&H though.
I have 26, so those one, a lot of us are in Holman.
Well, but 26 was the most consistent number.
Okay.
Maybe positive.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
26.
26 is your consensus?
Yes.
Yes.
The next criteria is the team approach to project. I gave them a 19 for this one. I like how they explained their proposed scheduling. They also mentioned flow control. And they had also, they also mentioned in their narrative, like the experience in the house in the second project. And they also provided how they will, the risk and how they will mitigate it. And then they also mentioned the owner's direct purchase and warranty.
18.
Okay.
So then you almost said you.
19.
19. Very close.
See, I magic had it.
Yeah, the last one you did. You let it feed the dog treats under the table.
So I'm the high one now, 22. I like the time savings for HDD simultaneously and the ODP. They have talked about that a lot, and I like the 3-year warranty too.
I had a 20 in category 34, but this one.
Okay, I'm gonna take a average for this one.
19 change and push it to 20 if you will.
Yeah. The count to be 19.6 will be a 20. And the category 4, which is the resource and ability
So,
to.
I'm sorry, 20 was your consensus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm moving it. Then the next criteria is the team's resources and ability to meet schedule. I gave them an 8 for this one.
Ten.
Yeah,
Recorded.
9.
None.
I gave them a 10. They have all current software tools and systems and suggest improvements for scheduling cost savings. Say they can meet the schedule.
I had an 8. Category 4 for problem.
2 8s and 2 10s and 1 9. Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Are you fine with a 9 for this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
So 9 is your consensus,
Yes.
and they did get the 5, the DWD bonus point.
The next company that we're looking at will be Western Construction. For the first criteria, I gave them a 22 for Western. I like their proposed schedule. I know they also mentioned in their team that for 2 possibly subconsultants, it will be subcontractors, it will be actually looking at which will be the best fit. So we cannot provide names for them. But I really like their proposed team and they have a lot of experience with it, so I give them a 22.
22, okay, Westro for the, qualified, first item, I gave them 30. Very good about the experience and the very proud of their list.
I gave it 24.
Westro.
I gave them a 25, and I also wish they would have identified an HDD, Jack and Door. So the project's experience shows they can handle it. The PM has a little less collaborative experience than others. The experience with Hillsborough County, no materials partner identified, but included contamination and land acquisition partners that others didn't.
Hold on, I had 28 for category 1 on Western.
So it's all over the place.
So you're low 22 and high 30. And then you got
But then we had a 24 there too.
you got a full range. It just, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was 25.
Right.
25.
So I'm gonna take you for this one. I mean, seems somebody's suspension. -- 25.8, which would be a 26.
Okay.
26, your consensus?
Yeah.
The second criteria is the team's experience with projects and with experience with projects of similar type and sizing. I actually gave them a 33. I really like their experience with the projects, and I also was expressed how they put how much it was like. We can see how the designer was closer to their actual bidding costs, how close they were, and then they also have the construction, how much for the GMP, the grade GMP, and then how much for construction. And there was a difference, they'll have what caused the difference in there. So I give it 30. Yes.
Westro?
Same.
Westro's for the similar project and size, I think 33. I'm very confident about that, because the consultant and the contractor work together for 5 projects on the list, which is the highest among the, I think 33 highest.
Give it 29.
I gave them a 28. Excellent project experience, but not all projects were similar scope, some smaller and not progressive design build, and some older than 5 years, but the Del Mabry and South County were great examples.
I had a 32 in category 2 for Western.
So I'm gonna take an average from this one.
Mhm.
The average is 31,
31.
even, there's no big, which is
Okay.
31.
Good. 31.
So is 31 gonna be your consensus?
Yes. Their criteria is the team's approach to project. For Westra, I gave them a 20 for this. They mentioned bypassing open communication. They did not mention the looking up multiple materials, which is one thing we are looking for this. And then they also mentioned 30% to approach to support permitting agencies, so I was very happy with that. And then they also show how mitigation will be done for this project.
Even 20. Even the.
20.
Wow. I got a 20 also.
Oh,
We can average that out. Job puts out, job puts a 30, 25 or
On
something.
pressure.
I had an 88, no.
You're out, you're out.
I had 22 in category 3 with them, so
Okay.
okay.
I'm fine by the line where you were.
For the 20,
So, yeah, I mean, I like the way they laid out the crews and the preparation and the diligence
They
there,
got a lot of experience on it, that's
Yeah.
for sure,
so.
a lot. And it's not just a couple miles of pipe, it's a lot of pipe.
Yeah.
Big pipe.
so even if I was to take the average, it's 20.4. So,
I wasn't gonna say, okay, round it up,
So 20,
20.
20. 1.
And then the last criteria, which is the team's resources and ability to meet schedule.
Mhm.
I gave Westra an 8 for this.
Even 10.
9.
9.
Yeah, I'm on it because I had a 9 too.
Okay.
So I think the average is a 9. across the board.
9.
So if everyone's okay with it, I'm okay with a 9. Thanks.
so 9 is gonna be,
9 is in Webster, yeah.
and they did receive the 5 DMDWD funds.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last company is Woodrows and Sons 8. So for the first criteria, I gave it an 18. The project manager experience with multiple kinds of technology, and they also have experience with crossing wetlands. But I give them an 18 for this.
I give them 28.
28.
28, yeah.
Okay.
Same reasons, but my number is higher.
I gave them a 22. I didn't really see, it kind of looked like they didn't really, the project they submitted and everything, kind of didn't really look like they have a lot of directional drill experience. But this is what I saw. They still gave it 22.
I gave them a 21. They only had one resume provided for the construction team, and that person had 4 years' experience. Their design team is less experienced than the others, I felt.
I had 26 in category 1, so we're good.
18 to 26.
Yeah.
What do you average number?
I'm just gonna average it.
Average.
23 is the average for it.
Three. Good.
23 is your consensus?
Yes. For the second criteria, which is the experience with projects of similar types and sizes, I gave them a 20 for this. They have multiple collaborative projects in here. And then they also have permitting sizing for large pipes. So I gave them a 20.
Okay, then one day, I gave me. Oh, so I give 25.
Okay.
25, yeah, some projects are small, and then the two companies, the consultant, the company work. Two of the projects. Yeah.
26.
I gave them a 22. The examples were mostly design bid build and not as a team with Tetra Tech, smaller dollar go to.
I have 27, so I'm on the higher side of the.
I'll take an average for this one. Great. Average is 44.
Is 24 your consensus?
The third criteria is a team approach to projects. I gave them a 19 for this one. They mentioned the importance of a good steward. They talked about the routing. They also mentioned possible locations of where the pipe would be. They also mentioned the crossings and how they will handle those crossings. And then they mentioned the clearance needed for the ARVs, which there's a very tight area.
The ones that said about the Sweetwater Creek box culvert.
Yeah, Rocky Creek.
No, not Rocky. They did have, go ahead.
They also mentioned the savings for the county for purchasing. So and that's the reason I gave it 19 on mine.
Approach gives a wood draft 25. So it is the best about the 5 companies that provided the most detailed.
Yeah, I gave him a 21, the part of the, I don't know about the Sweetwater Creek Anderson Road drill, but the pipe on the Rocky Creek Bridge. The bridge's lifespan.
Oh, they did.
The
they
pipe,
mentioned
the pipe, you'll have to take the pipe off the bridge
Mhm.
later
Mhm.
rather than sooner, and you're gonna have to deal with that pipe, so they came up with
To go under.
do it well, or use pipes before, it's like the ones across Channel A, they come out of River Oaks, we built those piles with the piers, you could put it over there.
Yeah.
But you hang on the bridge and then 20 years, because they were gonna rebuild this for 40 years, whatever it is. I mean, it's been, this pipe's been around since 1992, so.
No, I thought it was a good catch. I thought that's what you were getting at earlier.
Right.
When you first said.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think they were the only ones that talked about the Sweetwater Creek.
the-
Anderson Road.
Yeah.
Grill.
Yeah, I gave them a 24. I felt like they offered multiple potential improvements in project delivery and cost savings, so. A lot of stuff.
I had a 22 in this category.
So I'll just take an average of this.
Mm.
The average is 22.2, for the average will be 22.
22 is your.
And then the last criteria, which is the resources and ability to meet schedule, I gave them an 8 for this. So So I did like their ability that they have there, and then their supporting staff.
Here's the time.
I gave him a 9.
Gave him 10.
I don't know.
69.
9.2 is the
No, I did not.
So 9 is your consensus?
Yes.
Okay, they did not receive the 5 DMBWB bonus points. So, was the last firm, I'll go back through and just verify the scores and provide the totals. So for Amici, for criteria 1, you have a consensus of 25. Criteria 2, consensus of 25. Criteria 3, consensus of 19. Criteria 4, consensus of 8. They did receive the 5 bonus points for a total of 82 total points. For Kimmins, for criteria 1, you had a consensus of 27. Criteria 2, consensus of 26. Criteria 3, consensus of 18. Criteria 4, consensus of 9. They did receive the 5 bonus points for a total of 85 points. For quality enterprises, criteria 1, you had a consensus of 23. Criteria 2, consensus of 26. Criteria 3, consensus of 20. Criteria 4, consensus of 9. They did receive the 5 bonus points for a total of 83 points. For Westra, criteria 1, you had a consensus of 26. Criteria 2, consensus of 31. Criteria 3, consensus of 20. Criteria 4, consensus of 9. They did receive the 5 bonus points for a total of 91 points. For Woodruff and Sons, criteria 1, you have consensus of 23. Criteria 2, consensus of 24. Criteria 3, consensus of 22. Criteria 4, consensus of 9. They did not receive the 5 bonus points, and their total is, they have a total of 78 total points. Is everyone in agreement with those scores? Finalize those?
Yes.
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 Okay, so rank number 1 would be Westra at 91 points. Rank number 2 would be Kimmins at 85 points. Rank number 3 would be Quality Enterprises with 83 points. Rank number 4 would be Amici with 82 points, and rank number 5 would be Woodruff with 78 points. So at this point, the RFP did call for oral presentations if the committee is choosing to do oral presentations. So this would be the point where we would need to shortlist the firms. The solicitation did say no less than 3. So at this point, you need to determine how many firms you would like to shortlist to go on to the oral presentations.
I mean, that's a Samantha, I would say, that's my opinion. I mean, she's pretty close, but yeah.
1 point away. I was
They did
thinking,
too.
so,
If they want to, if they want to, I mean,
Yeah.
and you can ask them, they don't have to, right? They can say, no, we're not interested in that.
so I was thinking the 4, since Michi is only 1 point away from the other one. That will be my recommendation, is to shortlist those 4 companies. Like I said, Michi and Quality Enterprise are only 1 point away from one another.
Was that the consensus of the
I'm
committee?
comfortable with that.
Top four, okay,
Top
top,
one.
top four,
Okay,
yeah.
so the committee is, come to a consensus to shortlist the top four firms, the top four ranked firms to move on to the oral presentations. With that, the oral presentations will be scheduled and, there will not be any new criteria. They will just be, presenting based on, and the scores will be, adjusted based on, the oral presentations, the scores that we have here. So there will be not a new set of scoring. The scoring will be continuation of these scores here. So with that, we will prepare a schedule for the oral presentations. We will provide that to the shortlisted firms and post the shortlist, of course, upon receipt of your summary. And then we will post that schedule for the oral presentation. Again, it would just be, no new criteria will be introduced. It will just be the firms presenting a short presentation, and then you, as a committee, will have an opportunity to ask them a question. So it'll be a Q&A session. So to confirm or clarify any information that was presented in their proposal. Okay. All righty, so with that, I believe that's going to conclude the evaluation committee meeting for RFP 24-25029. Progressive Design Build Services for the Waters Avenue Forest Main Replacement Project. I do want to just remind you as a committee that you're still a committee, so please refrain again from discussing anything outside of a formal meeting. And also the cone of silence is still in effect, so please refrain from talking to any of the firms about this project. Just keeping that in mind, not to discuss anything amongst yourself about anything that was discussed or in their proposal outside of a meeting. So again, we want to thank you for your time, and that will conclude the meeting for today. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
For us.